We are here. Shots fired. You hear the cannons. It is Tuesday night, putting the rock to the road, and we are ready to rock out, guys. We are talking fantasy football quick hitters. And I have a special friend, a guest who has taught me so much about the game of fantasy, production aspect, anything and everything. Just kind of, I wouldn't say hold my hand the whole way, but he has helped out quite a bit. Ride or Dynasty, you can find it. You can find his pod every week it drops. This guy is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. JJ. Welcome to the show, dude.
Woo! Wow, that was one hell of an introduction, my brother. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm like a kid on Christmas, dude. This is like full circle for me. One of the first people to ever invite me on a show. And now I get to come back a year later and get to talk with you. This is fucking awesome. So thank you before we get started.
Oh, absolutely. It has been so wonderful watching you and your crew grow in this industry. You know, I said it to you from the first day. The energy that you bring to everything really gets everybody else going, man. And I am so excited to be on your show with you.
Dude, I'm pumped. This is the night of the nights, Tuesday Night Delight. We got a guy. I reached out to you, I was quick hitters. This is probably the one that has been like startled me almost, because nobody would have thought this. You went deep. You went a deep dive in running back Gio Bernard, newly signed for the Bucs, dude. So before we get to the future, Miss Cleo in it, I want you to kind of lead us up to this position that he's in. So kind of where he's from.
Well, absolutely, man. And, you know, you look at one of his pictures, he is rocking the mustache, and this man is an absolute must roster. I'm not that cheesy. Ooh. I was almost going to go there, but I didn't.
You got that.
I'm going to try to keep this nice and not too dad jokey, my brother. But, man, Gio Bernard is not getting any love. You know, he was drafted in the second round by Cincinnati. Here's a question for you, a little trivia question. He was the second back taken in the 2013 draft. Do you know who went first?
Is he still playing by chance or no?
Oh, he's still playing.
Oh my gosh. I don't.
But it's only going to speak to how bad this draft was. Cordarrelle Patterson.
What? Oh my God.
Exactly. Let's not say there were a lot of luminaries in the first two rounds of the 2013 draft.
Wow.
So poor Gio gets drafted with one of the picks that the Raiders sent to Cincinnati for Carson Palmer. And he was just a perennial backup. The first couple of years you and I talked about, he actually shown. He got some play. Yeah. He was able to put up some top 24 finishes. But it was never meant to be for Gio. You know, I don't want to besmirch him. He was always one of those great, in case of emergency, break glass. When you get some injuries on your team, bye week hell hits you. He was always good for 10 to 15 touches a game. He could get you 10 points, occasional touchdown. I love Gio for that purpose alone. But now, man, he got out of there in free agency. He walked into that Bucs locker room like Andy Dufresne walking out of Shawshank, baby. You know what I'm talking about. No. Arms up. Oh, he has seen the light. He has seen the light.
Dude, so we're in Tampa Bay, handpicked by Tom Brady. Let's look at this team, dude, because it's not just the Gio show. Give me the lowdown on this roster, dude.
This roster is stacked. I mean, you look at their wide receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. I mean, what can you say about those three guys except they freaking rock? You get their tight ends, Rob Gronkowski, and let's not forget they have O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate, all who are capable receivers. What does that mean for Gio Bernard? There's going to be a lot of space for that quick action, and we know how much Tom Brady loves receivers who can get open in a tiny space and make something happen once they get the ball. So I am excited to see what he can do because I am not worried at all about Ronald Jones or Leonard Fournette in the passing game.
Gotcha. So we're looking at basically best case scenario. He walked into an RB room where there's really not a defined pass catcher. They leaned on Fournette last year, but he wasn't really the answer. So this just brings a lot of intrigue. And we were kind of talking about the scat backs, how it's kind of a thing of the past. So I thought a great way to bring this up, let's talk about the value of Bernard in a trade, because I had other scat backs planned out, but I want to talk from a dynasty value. Say you're a competitive team, because I reached out to you. I said, dude, I found him on waivers last week. So let's say he is rostered. What are you trying to offer? Say you're a win now team, or you need some help at RB. What are you doing here, JJ?
You know what? And I'm going to be straight up. If you are in a rebuild right now, if you are in the productive struggle looking at like a championship a few years out, Gio Bernard is not for you. We don't know how long he has left in the league. He's 30 years old. But if you are in a championship contending mood, I personally would easily send a third. But I'll tell you this, Maddie, I was looking at the DLF Trade Finder tool. You can get him for a lot cheaper than a third. A lot cheaper. He's gone. I see a straight up trade for a 22 fifth, a 22 sixth, Darius Slayton, DJ Dallas. I mean, you're going to get a guy. Let's talk about Tom Brady's love of QBs, Maddie. Right? There are few people that love anything more than Tom Brady loves a good running back target. Tom Brady has averaged 140 targets over the past 4 years to running backs. 140. That's 140. Ton. Right? And who's better than Gio at that position? You look at stats from last year. We know what Gio played with. He had Burrow for a few games, and then he was Brandon Allen. He had Ryan Finley. QBs averaged, their highest rating was targeting Gio at 101.6 compared to an 86 for Fournette and a 72 for Rojo.
Big difference.
Rojo. I did the Spanish word for it. Sorry.
Dude, this is what we're talking about. This is the intrigue. And he played on this crap team of the Bengals, and he still finished RB 30 in PPR leagues last year.
How about that? And you know what's even better? What does Tom Brady hate more than anything in the passing game? He hates getting sacked. And do you know who was the 7th best pass blocking running back last year? I'll give you a hint.
No way.
Gio Bernard.
No way. Wow.
PFF ranked him a 73. Rojo is a 47, and Fournette rated a 28.4.
Laugh him out of the building. That's terrible.
Terrible.
Well, dude, let's talk because I'm getting hyped talking about them. Let's talk these RBs. We're talking.
I'm sweating over here. I'm so excited, Maddie.
Let's get it. Let's do it. I'm hats on backwards. I'm ready to ride.
Okay,
let's talk RBs. So we had those. We talked Brady. Brady's gone, but you have James White, Cam Newton. Not a great year last year. Just kind of a shit show at running back. Are you taking Gio over James White at the end of the bench?
You know what? As a Jets fan, it bothers me to call Tom Brady the GOAT, but he's the GOAT. He walked into this offseason with the Bucs, and he said to them, I need a receiving back. And who was there but his buddy, James White, sitting there as a free agent? And who did the Bucs sign? Gio Bernard. I think that tells you everything you need to know about who's going to have the better year.
Okay, let's keep it going. Let's talk Matt Nagy. He loves to feed Tariq Cohen. he loves to put Cohen in the game. Not saying it's needed, but he gets in space. He gets targets, but he is coming off a huge injury, ACL, I believe. Thoughts on this one?
You know, I am a big fan of Tariq Cohen. However, his injury history is much worse than Gio Bernard. Gio, over his, 8 years, has only missed 14 games, which is incredible for the running back position.
Right.
You know, Tariq is going to start off slow. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Tariq Cohen. He is a definite great guy in best ball rosters. I'm just not sure where that team is going this year, especially with Matt Nagy. I don't know. I don't know about Tariq. I'm definitely going Gio all day.
Ooh. So we got 2 for Gio. This one's a little trickier. It's still crazy to me that Nyheim Hines was RB 15 last year in PPR. That is crazy. But I get the system. I get what they're doing now. Everybody's on the Jonathan Taylor train. Everybody saw Marlon Mack. Oh, I'm 100% healthy. Is Hines going to be the same? Oh, this is a good quick hitter in itself on Hines. But is Hines going to have the chance to be RB15 again, or is this one of those that Gio's a little closer to him than you'd expect?
I think Nyheim Hines has another shot at it. I think people are overrating Jonathan Taylor. Frank Reich has shown from his time at the Eagles to his time on the Colts, he loves running back by committee backfields. You know, they had that unfortunate injury to Marlon Mack at the beginning of last year. But I think if Mack was healthy, you would have saw more of a split between those two.
Absolutely.
So I definitely think Nyheim Hines is going to get that receiving game work. There is value there. I just don't know if the value is as great from a Carson Wentz as it is from a Tom Brady.
We got Hutch in the building. What's up, Matty Daddy? JJ, what's up, Hutch?
What's up, Hutch?
What a stud. All right, dude. So you've laid the groundwork to get us up to now. We've talked the Bucs offense. We've talked these PPR backs. We've talked the backstory of what Gio's been able to overcome in his situation. So we're playing Miss Cleo now. If everything goes the way you expect, the way Brady does what he does with pass catching RBs, and like you said, pass protection, you're telling me a 43-year-old Brady's not going to have to sit on his ass? Hit me with it, JJ. Where is your best case scenario, Mr. Bernard?
Best case scenario, Mr. Bernard getting upwards of 100 targets, probably 70-some receptions for 600 yards. 5 TDs. I think if you look at his past 4 years, the past 4 years that James White played with Brady, those were about his averages. And let's be honest, Gio is a much better athlete than James White ever was. Coming out of college, James White posted, I don't know if you're familiar with Relative Athletic Score by Ken Platt.
Yes.
Yeah. Gio posted a 7.4 compared to a 4.94 for James White. He is a quick freak who Tom Brady is going to fall in love with, baby.
And people just see him as an afterthought because he has been in Cincinnati for so long. So sometimes with the cream, as a macho man would say, it rises to the top. Yeah. Oh. Just like JJ has done all off season, and he's going to continue to do in season. RiderDynasty.com, hitting it hard and hitting it fast. JJ, you're the man, dude. Pumped you came
Love
on
you,
today.
brother. Love you.
Dude, till next time, Zach, nice to see you, dude. Let's keep it going. We're going to go all gas, no brakes. I believe next week we have a little Robert Tonyan on the docket. A lot of questions with him. Heard old Mr. Rogers' neighborhood's coming back to business. Guys, I'm the Matty Daddy. This is JJ. It has been a pleasure, my treasure.